gets his mitts on it for the first time. Perkins on it. Great pass to Kevin Johnson. Barkley was second on the team in total assists. Barkley has his first point.
Charles Barkley. The NBA has seen few characters as magnetic as Charles Barkley. His controversies and work as an analyst have drawn plenty of attention over the years, so much so that his playing career can be overlooked. Charles Barkley, nicknamed Chuck, Sir Charles, and the Round Mound of Rebound, established himself as one of NBA's most dominant power forwards. He is one of the most famous basketball players in the history of the game. From his notorious spitting incident to his 2 gold medals as a member of the United States Dream Team, Barkley sure has had his fair share of the spotlight. In this video, let's take a look at how good Charles Barkley was truthfully. As a player, Charles Barkley was perhaps the greatest anomaly in basketball history. Listed at 6'6", but actually closer to 6'4", he played power forward as well as anyone in the history of the NBA, often dominating players half a foot taller. But before the stardom, Sir Charles was described by an Auburn University coach who was scouting for new players as a fat guy who can play like the wind during his senior year in high school, and soon after, he was recruited to the university. Barkley was always undersized and overweight for his position, but it never stopped him from wreaking havoc on his opponents. Barkley played collegiate basketball at Auburn for 3 seasons. Although he struggled to control his weight, he excelled as a player and led the SEC in rebounding each year. He became a popular crowd pleaser, exciting the fans with dunks and block shots that belied his lack of height and overweight frame. It was not uncommon to see the hefty Barkley grab a defensive rebound and, instead of passing, dribble the entire length of the court and finish at the opposite end with a 2-handed dunk. His physical size and skills ultimately earned him the nickname the Round Mound of Rebound and the Crisco Kid. In Barkley's 3-year college career, he averaged 14.8 points per game. In 1984, he led the Tigers to their first NCAA tournament in school history and finished with 23 points, 17 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Barkley left Auburn after his junior year, and the Philadelphia 76ers chose him number 5 overall in the seminal 1984 NBA draft. Despite their high draft pick, the Sixers had plenty of veteran players like Julius Erving, Moses Malone, and Maurice Cheeks. Under the tutelage of Malone, Barkley was able to manage his weight and learn to prepare and condition himself properly for a game. He averaged 14 points and 8.6 rebounds per game during the regular season and earned a berth on the All-Rookie team. In the postseason, the Sixers advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals but were defeated in 5 games by the Boston Celtics. Once Barkley learned how to train like a real professional, he took over as the team's star. During his second year, Barkley improved his game under the leadership of Moses Malone during the offseason with his workouts. In the process, he became the Sixers' starting power forward and the team's leading rebounder and number 2 scorer, averaging 20 points and 12.8 rebounds per game. The young athlete led the team into the playoffs, but despite his efforts, Philadelphia was defeated 4-3 by the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. He was named to the All-NBA second team. Before the 1986-87 season, Moses Malone was traded to the Washington Bullets and Barkley began to assume control as the team leader. He earned his first and only rebounding title and also led the league in offensive rebounds. He averaged 23 points on .594 shooting, earning his first trip to an NBA All-Star game and All-NBA second team honors for the second straight season. The following season, Julius Erving announced his retirement and Barkley became the Sixers franchise player. Playing in 80 games and getting 300 more points than his nearest teammate, Barkley had his most productive season, averaging 28.3 points on .587 shooting and 11.9 rebounds per game. He appeared in his second All-Star game and was named to the All-NBA first team for the first time in his career. His celebrity status as the Sixers franchise player led to his first appearance on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Unfortunately, playoff success was intermittent. Even when Barkley had his most productive season, the Sixers missed the playoffs for the first time since 1975. During the 1989 and 90 season, despite receiving more first-place votes, Barkley finished second in MVP voting behind Los Angeles Lakers' Magic Johnson. He was named Player of the Year by the Sporting News and Basketball Weekly. He was also included to the All-NBA First Team for the third consecutive year and earned his fourth All-Star selection. He helped Philadelphia win 53 regular season games, only to lose to the Chicago Bulls in a 5-game Eastern Conference semifinals series. The 1991-92 season was Barkley's final year in Philadelphia. In his last season, he wore number 32 instead of his 34 to honor Magic Johnson, who had announced prior to the start of the season that he was HIV positive. Barkley's numbers were amazing throughout his Sixers tenure. He ended his 76ers career ranked 4th in team history in total points, 3rd in scoring average, 3rd in rebounds, 8th in assists, and 2nd in field goal percentage. During Barkley's 8 seasons in Philadelphia, he became a household name and was one of the few NBA players to have an action figure produced by Kenner's starting lineup toy line. He also had his own signature shoe line with Nike. His outspoken and aggressive play, however, resulted in some on-court incidents, notoriously a fight with Detroit Pistons center Bill Laimbeer in 1990, which drew a record total $162,500 fine. The trade to Phoenix in the 1992-93 season went well for both Barkley and the Suns. Barkley excelled immediately after arriving in Phoenix, averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, and a career-high 5 assists per game, leading the Suns to an NBA best 62-20 record. He became the 3rd player ever to win league MVP honors in the season immediately after being traded, established multiple career highs, and led Phoenix to their first NBA Finals appearance since 1976. But the NBA's ultimate prize was still out of his grasp. Jordan's Bulls got the best of Barkley again, beating the Suns in the finals in 6 games. The familiar theme of Barkley's teams coming up short against other teams with generational superstars continued the next 2 seasons. Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets beat the Suns twice in the postseason and went on to win the title both times. The next season, Barkley became the 10th player in NBA history to reach 20,000 points and 10,000 rebounds in their career. But the Suns lost in the first round of the playoffs to the San Antonio Spurs. Then, before the 1996-97 season, Barkley was traded to the very team that caused him so much frustration in Phoenix. The trade to the Houston Rockets in the 1996-97 season was Barkley's last chance at capturing an NBA championship title. To begin the season, Barkley was suspended for the season opener and fined $5,000 for fighting Charles Oakley during an October 25, 1996 preseason game. After Oakley committed a flagrant foul on Barkley, Barkley responded by shoving Oakley. In his first game with the Houston Rockets, Charles Barkley had a career-high 33 rebounds against his former team Suns. With Olajuwon taking most of the shots, Barkley focused primarily on rebounding. He continued to battle injuries throughout the season and played only 53 games. The Rockets ended the season with a 57-25 record. Houston advanced to the Western Conference Finals, but they lost to the Utah Jazz in 6 games. This was the last time Barkley got close to the finals. The last few years of his career were increasingly disrupted by injuries as the Rockets' title window closed for good. The 1999-2000 season was his last in the NBA. Barkley averaged 14.5 points on .477 shooting and 10.5 rebounds per game. Barkley's season and career seemingly ended prematurely at the age of 36 after rupturing his left quadriceps tendon on December 8, 1999 in Philadelphia, where his career began. Refusing to allow his injury to be the last image of his career, Barkley returned another 4 months for one final game. On April 19, 2000, in a home game against the Vancouver Grizzlies, Barkley scored a memorable basket on an offensive rebound and putback, a common trademark during his career. He accomplished what he set out to do after being activated from the injured list and walked off the court to a standing ovation. After the basket, Barkley immediately retired and concluded his 16-year Hall of Fame career. Barkley never won a title, but he did things most players only dream of doing. He'll always be one of the first names fans think of when discussing 90s basketball. Since the end of his playing career, Barkley has become perhaps the biggest off-court star in basketball, headlining TNT's award-winning Inside the NBA coverage and providing a constant source of entertainment for basketball fans around the world. He made a brief appearance in the TV series Suits in episode 3 of the 5th season, and he also showed up in an episode of Shark Tank in 2018. Make sure to keep posted with our videos to keep yourselves updated with your favorite stars' whereabouts. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more.